They won't tell you this, but every millionaire, every titan of industry, every name etched into the walls of legacy started broke, not just financially, but mentally. They were surrounded by average, born into limits, shaped by circumstances meant to contain them. But somehow, they refused to think like the world around them. They thought different. They believed bigger. Before they had a single dollar, they saw themselves as wealthy. Because the bank account doesn't define a millionaire, the mindset does. And those who rise from nothing understand the most powerful truth the world has ever hidden. You must think like a millionaire long before you become one. Because if you wait until you have success to believe you're successful, you will never have it. You must plant the thought before you can harvest the reality. That's not fantasy. That's physics. That's how creation works. The mind is the first factory, the workshop of the soul. If you don't control what's built there, someone else will, and they will not design greatness for you. You see, poverty of the wallet is temporary, but poverty of the mind, that's generational. Every empire begins in the invisible realm. A thought, an idea, a whisper so small most people ignore it. But the ones who listen, who believe before the world agrees with them, they are the ones who rise. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." That's not a motivational quote. That's a law. You must learn to live in your future before the present makes sense. You must act with belief when there is no evidence. That is the divine formula of creation. Henry Ford was laughed at when he envisioned an engine that could run on gasoline, built by machines. They said it was impossible. He said, "Build it anyway." Walt Disney stood on acres of Florida swampland and saw castles and fireworks when everyone else saw mosquitoes and madness. They thought he was delusional. He thought he was building destiny. What made them different? Was it money? Education? Inheritance? No, it was mindset. It was belief. It was vision, so real in their minds it had no choice but to become real in the world. The poor think with their eyes. The rich think with their minds. Because your external world will always try to pull you back into mediocrity. That's its job, to keep you grounded. But your belief must fly above gravity. Close your eyes. What do you see? I'm not talking about what's in front of you. I'm talking about what's inside of you. Do you see a mansion? Freedom? A life of impact? Good. Now ask yourself, are you thinking as the person who already lives there? Too many dream of wealth with a broke identity. They want the rewards of abundance while carrying the mindset of survival. That's like planting apple seeds and expecting oranges. Vision isn't enough. You must match it with identity, with frequency, with thought patterns that align with the person you claim to become. A millionaire doesn't think in problems, they think in solutions. A millionaire doesn't wait for permission, they move with purpose. A millionaire doesn't fear failure, they use it as fuel. You cannot afford to think like the masses and expect uncommon results. You cannot expect freedom while choosing thoughts that chain you. Clarity is your first wealth. Get clear on who you are becoming. Get clear on what you will no longer tolerate. Get clear on the life you are building and the mindset it demands. The greatest cost in life is not money, it's confusion. You don't need more information. You need transformation. The mind may spark the fire, but discipline is the oxygen that keeps it alive. Once you start thinking like a millionaire, you must move like one. And that means becoming the master of your day, your habits, your rituals, not one-time effort, consistent excellence. Don't look at how wealthy people dress. Look at how they schedule their hours. Don't copy their luxury, copy their mindset. Every fortune is built in silence, in early mornings, in sacrifices no one claps for, in self-control no one sees. Before the world celebrates you, you must conquer the war in the dark, the alarm clock you didn't snooze, the task you finished instead of scrolling, the book you read while others escaped into distraction. You're not training to impress others, you're training to earn alignment with your future self. When Andrew Carnegie built his steel empire, he wasn't chasing comfort. He was chasing legacy. He wasn't trying to have money. He was trying to become someone worthy of it. That is the difference between the dreamers and the doers. The dreamers wish for wealth. The doers discipline themselves into it. No one ever thought their way into success. They acted. Thinking like a millionaire means moving when it's uncomfortable, investing when others hoard, speaking when your voice trembles, launching when you're not ready. You cannot affirm your way into greatness. You must execute. Every successful person you admire risked ridicule. They risked loss. They risked being misunderstood. But the risk was never greater than the regret of staying average. They jumped. They built wings on the way down. They knew the pain of trying was temporary, but the pain of never trying, eternal. Success rewards the bold, not the perfect, not the privileged, but the ones who step forward anyway. So whatever you've been delaying, start. That idea, launch it. That skill, learn it. That business, build it. Because while you wait for confidence, others are building theirs through action. Confidence is not a prerequisite. It's a reward. It comes after you do the thing scared. So move now. Move afraid. Move imperfect. But move.